Ready?
Indeed.
Fantastic. So last time you guys had been done with your combat. You looted, you collected the purple fungus and got it out of the cave, although that did take a little while. With Demois almost causing some rocks to fall on someone. Right? No, Noah almost causing rocks to fall on someone.
No, also me.
Demois was the one that almost got hit, I think.
Yeah,
anyway.
Indeed.
Again.
Right, and then you went off to go get the horse and carriage so that they had an easy time taking the fungus to your guild hall.
Fell on my face.
And you fell over and were helped up by a stranger, whom at some point in time, maybe he put it on you, or maybe it was before or after you fell down and got helped up. Either way, you had found something in your pocket. And it was a letter from the succubus. And it was some sort of baggie full of shit. Of greens. Then once back at the guild hall, you asked Perthros what it was. He wasn't sure. You went to a herbalist, or went out looking for a herbalist. Found one, showed him it, and it just so happened to be that it's the herbalist Tate goes to, who showed up. You guys struck a deal, and he created a new medical goop that, I mean, it technically does better, kinda. But now Tate has a glowing blue medical goop for himself.
Gluons, neutrinos.
That happens to be coated with Foxnet.
Right.
Gluons, neutrinos.
Well, that's what I mean. It has a mixture of stuff in it, and some extra ingredients that technically don't need to be in it, but Tate wanted it in it, or was allowing it to be in there for the guy to experiment, and now it's Foxnip version 3 medical goop. Technically it's just version 3. He just wanted to throw the Foxnip in there, probably to make Avina want it more. Nevertheless, and then you guys had brought up about being in the guild to him. He didn't say yes or no or anything, but you had given him a flyer about it. And then you headed on back to the guild hall. Meanwhile, that was going on. Lamb and Noah, their characters, Perthros and Tucson, had gone to the primary guild hall to converse with Octomenos, but before they were able to do so, converse about the letter from the succubus, before they were able to do so, though, they had to play a game of chess with Zenoa and Octomenos. And, needless to say, they lost. The dice decided. And, then you guys had talked to them, and they said basically okay. And you guys went on your started to go on your merry way. And also, while that was going on, then you've got, Zephyr and Arim, who had gone to AJ's bookstore, got a nice collection of books that they had written down themselves. Recruited AJ into the guild, so now you guys have some sort of bookstore owner, scholar-esque character that works for your guild. And after leaving there, they headed off to go to the main guild hall to see if there's any more books there. Is there anything I forgot that anyone wanted to point out that they really feel needs to be?
I'm still wearing the shades.
I split off after the talks with Octomenos and chess game to go shopping.
I'm guessing I don't have time to leave the city and use my rod.
Sure you do.
Oh, fucking cool. Let's do that then.
Jared, we were at AJ's bookstore about the violet fungal, right? And use this for it?
Am I with Lamb, Perthros? Can I go with him?
Tate, no, you're not. And, Kelb, you and Jared had gone there for books on the mushroom. But then you also acquired books on some other stuff. You wrote it down, right, Jared?
I had written down the 4 books about the fungus, but they didn't save.
So you don't have those titles.
I sort of remember 3 of the titles.
I guess we can always check one of the videos.
There
the
was
last
Fungus
week
Among
video.
Us.
No, there wasn't.
I have mine written down still.
There was
There's still
one that
something
was and then there was the ones Kelb got, which was what books about like rocks.
What I ended up getting was enchanting for dummies, crafting for novices, and alternate techniques and you.
Gotcha.
I passed
Alright.
on how coarse is your dirt and foolish mistakes made by foolish people crafting and enchanting.
I know one of the books is like something and where to find them or something like that.
Yeah, I think Jared had the rest of them marked down though. Or
Oh yeah, the other 4 Jared had marked down. Again, we could just watch last week's video to try and remember what it was. The 4 of them. And there was no like how to find them. You're thinking of the Harry Potter sequel prequel thing of magical beasts and where to find them. It was similar. It was like I don't even fucking remember.
I
Magical
don't-
mushrooms and
monsters.
how to smoke them.
Yes, that
like-
was it.
The 2 that I remember were Monstrous Plants and You, and Monstrous Plants, Can You Eat Them?
Right, and then
Can,
there was
can
the
a monk fight
story
a mushroom
about
using fungus shui?
there was a story like a story, a folklore story.
And I think we passed up on that one.
Yep. And then the 4th one was something. It might have been like Magical Plants 101 or something like that. Even still, though, that's not the point. So yeah, you guys have all those books.
I just knew it was similar sound and it was all there, focus.
That's fine. I just had to turn my music down. It got a bit louder. But yeah, so that's what happened last time. Where we will pick up is before anyone's splitting off anywhere. We're gonna pick up with the 2 that would realistically be the ones to start with, which would be Jared and Kelb, whom are just entering the guild hall right around the time Lamb and Noah would be coming down the stairs, roughly, from Octmenos. Whether or not the 2 groups acknowledge each other or not, or just say hey and go on their merry way, it doesn't really matter. Still, though, Jared, Kelb, you guys arrive at the Octmenos Guild Hall. What did you want to do there now?
We wanted to check their library for more books on the fungus stuff. And also I wanted to ask, what's her name at the front desk about some stuff since AJ accepted joining in the guild.
All right. So that's what the 2 of you are entering in. So, to the left is the bar, to the right is the library lounge thing, and straight in front of you is the stairs and reception desk with Clara behind it as per usual. Are you guys going to split up? Like, Kelb, are you going to go hit up the library, and Jared, you're going to go talk to Clara?
Yeah, I was just going to head straight over to Clara.
In that case, as I'm heading towards the library, I notice he is no longer with me, and I'll stop and kind of head back over to him.
Alright, the 2 of you head up to Clara's desk, pausing ever so slightly. Lamb, Noah, do either of you wish to go over to those 2 as you come down the stairs, or are you guys just going to say, hey, and head out the door?
just gonna keep going silently. I've got things to get and do.
I'm just gonna wave and keep going.
Okay.
I assume they're probably busy if they're traveling together.
Jared, Kelb, do either of you wish to wave back to Perthros?
No.
I figured not. Perthros, you wave. Your friends
Wow,
seem
way to leave me hanging,
very
fucking assholes.
seem very into talking to Clara, and you two head out the door and part ways. One of you heading off towards the gate, the other heading towards more of the stores. Picking back up though with Kelb and Jared. You guys will, stand there to Clara, and she goes, "What can I help you out with today?"
Yeah, Clara, I was wondering, we had a local business owner that wanted to join with our guild, and I was wondering about if they displayed stuff on their sign, would there be something specific to our branch of the guild, or would it be just the main guild emblem? And if there is one for just us, do you know any places in town that could make up a emblem or code?
Well, the guild itself doesn't necessarily have an emblem. We just have the phrase, the guilds. But if you want your own emblem, you are more than welcome to create one. As long as, it's not anything too... against Mr. Octomidos's likings.
No, I wasn't thinking anything like that. Just something that distinguishes between our individual branch rather than the guild as a whole.
Well, if you want to go create a crest, you are more than welcome to. And if you want, you can always bring it here and we can put it down in our records. As far as new recruits, if you were to check back in Book 2, Chapter 14, subsection 3B, I do believe. Paragraph 46 will tell you all about how to add new members. But the short and gritty of it is you come in here and you get some requisition forms, or you just take some with you, and then when you get new members, you bring them here.
I probably had some knowledge of that because when we had just those two books, I was studying both of them for quite a while.
You would probably have the knowledge. Maybe it just slipped your mind for a second as she starts to say, subsection. That's when you go, oh fuck, that's right. I read that 3 times. Maybe you don't think, oh fuck to yourself, but it clicks. Oh yeah. But you never did acquire any requisition forms. You never got anything for informing the main guild that you have new members. So, it dawns on you that perhaps you should ask her for some.
And it does. I suppose as long as I'm here, could I get some of those forms? Because we do have the one member who wants to join, and we are looking for others. We might as well have a few of them on hand.
Of course. How many are you looking for? 1, 2, 500?
I'd say 11 so that we've got 10 on hand.
Alright. She goes under the desk, brings up a literal just pile of papers, counts out 11, takes a little piece of string and wraps it around them and puts it down in front of you and goes, or rolls them up and puts it down in front of you. Well, there you go.
Thank you.
Was there anything else I could help you gentlemen out with today?
We were about to check the library, but you wouldn't know any uses for, what was the name of the fungus? Or did we know exactly?
I don't think we know exactly, but... what was
It's like
You-
violet mushroom or something.
Yeah.
You know what the type of mushroom. I mean, I'm sure you don't know its name, and if you get someone that can talk to plants, it's not going to tell you anymore because it's dead. But, just making a joke.
God, there it is.
It's a...
New class, necrobotanist.
Right. Yeah, that'd be a weird class.
Lamb will
I
write
think
it
it's
up.
just called violent. Not violent.
I guess.
Violet fungus is all it's
Take
technically
some-
called in the monster manual. So that's what it is. If you want like a scientific name with its genios and everything, no, your character wouldn't know that. The only characters in the world that would know that, as you can assume,
The
are
gnomes.
probably the gnomes.
Fucking gnomes.
But truth be told, they're also probably the ones that named it. So it's not really like it's set in stone. You could technically call it whatever you want. Doesn't mean anyone's gonna agree with you, but still.
You wouldn't happen to know any uses for a large, monstrous purple fungus, would you?
Well, you could try to take extract out of it for different purposes, or if cooked correctly, you could eat it. You could always use it for different potions or for different spells if you want to use it as a kind of item for that purpose. I mean, there's a list of things you could use it for.
Yeah, that's kind of what these other books have been mentioning about it. Thank you.
Of course. Oh wait, you asked her if she had any books too, right?
Yeah, if she
Or
knew
were
about
you
the
just
books
gonna
in the
check?
library.
Or do you guys just want to then go check, or did you want her to actually answer if there's books?
I was just asking if she knew of anything off the top of her head.
Okay. In that case, then I'm assuming you then ended the conversation by saying thank you to her, and then you went over to the lounge, yes?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not going to have you roll it, because in short, you basically find two books. One is that first book we can't remember because it was like the core basic book on the shit. The second book is the book you passed up, which is the folklore book. If you want, you could roll a search and look across maybe like exploration books or that kind of thing to see if they make mention of it. But books actually dedicated to things like plants or to monsters or so forth that would mention it. Again, you've already got the material that these guys have.
Well, it seems like, other than these books, if we find any more of these plants, we'll probably be more of an expert than most people.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way.
I will do a quick roll to see if I find anything.
Sure.
While he's searching for that, I'm actually going to search more about, materials and whatnot, of minerals, rocks, soils that isn't simple farming related. So same thing I was looking for last week when I asked AJ about the enchanting and stuff books.
Yep. What did you get there, Jared?
You said it was a search check?
Yep.
25.
On a 25, you found a book that is talking about what to expect in different areas of the world, and there's a couple of different areas where it would say you would find monstrous mushrooms or fungus, or mosses. So you were able to take note as to, I don't want to refer to it as biomes, but biomes that you would find it, should you desire to go out and find more.
And it mentions other types of monstrous plant stuff too, like in where to find what's kind of local to where.
Right. So it also says creeping vines and so forth. It's not dedicated to where you find them. This is more a book talking about like, oh, there is this kind of location, or when exploring caves, keep on the lookout for this. It's just so happenstantial that it's mentioning fungus and then some other things as well. It also mentions, like in caves, how it mentions the fungus. It also mentions things like hobgoblin and so forth.
Yeah, I'll start transcribing that so that I've got the information on the plant and also other stuff that's in there.
Hey Marcus, how many books are in this library?
Probably about 4 bookshelves from floor to ceiling. Give or take, I'd say, what would be an average bookshelf? About 4 feet long for a large bookshelf. Yeah.
Maybe 5. I don't know.
So anywhere
Yeah,
from
like
about
4 to 5.
4 bookshelves that are about 4 to 5 feet long that go from floor to ceiling. So there's a good number of books, but this isn't like
1,000 to
the
1,500.
right. This isn't like every book in the world is in here. There
So
may
just call
be
it
a
what?
library. Huh?
Just call it like exploration journal.
Yeah, you could probably just call it exploration journal. So I should mention, a solid chunk of the things in here too are very possible that they are either A, an adventurer's actual journal, or B, a copy of it. Same with AJ's bookstore. These aren't like hard cover books.
I think hardcovers were really used in even medieval times, outside of very religious texts.
Right, so I'm just making sure you remember that. Like, keep in mind, like, it's... And there's no printing press per se. So either someone's writing
We
up
know
multiple...
about.
Well, so either someone is rewriting, someone's using magic to recreate, or there is technology that your part of the world doesn't get. And they're using it to recreate books for people that want to buy it.
Anyway, well,
Anyway, what'd you get on your roll there, Kelb?
well, Marcus, while Zephyr is transcribing that, I just become overwhelmed by all the fucking books, because I rolled a 1.
Roll me a percentile.
Okay.
And tell me high or low. Like, what's your guess that it's gonna be? High or low?
I'll do low.
Low it is. You are flabbergasted by the amount of books. Even though technically there's more books in other places.
AJ's bookstore that we just came out of?
Right, like AJ's bookstore or the Dwarven home city. But one book catches your eye, one that, although you would already technically know, it brings back a feeling of nostalgia. And it's a book that was written by a rather well-known Dwarven craftsman. And it's one that you had read a little bit when you were young, but not old enough to retain all the information. In other words, it's a book for your character to be nostalgic and get information.
I will take said book from the bookshelf. Forever. No. And go. I would assume Jared's sitting down.
Yeah, you see him sitting down, basically doing book sex.
What?
He has one book open, and then he has his book open, and he has the pages on top of each other. And he's just basically staring at it, waiting.
I was not expecting to hear the words book sex today.
I don't think anyone was,
Yeah.
Lamb.
Oh, Marcus, just for future, an average school library has around 2,188 books. So, if you want to base it on that.
Has there been research on this or something? Where the hell did that number even come from?
Fast facts. On average, public school libraries have had large number of books on per student basis in 2001 through 2012, 2,188 books.
Okay then. I will be walking over to Zephyr and asking him what the hell he's doing besides what you described as book sex.
I mean, he has the books both exposing themselves and touching their most delicate pieces to each other.
I'll be asking what he's doing anyway. Zephyr wants to explain.
Oh, I'm transcribing the book into my, I forget what we called them.
I think I might
Whatever you wanted to call it,
iBooks.
except for some stupid shit like an iBook.
We can call them Kindle if we throw them in the fire.
Wow, Tate. I've just always had them
That's
put
kindling.
down as magical book or magical journal, depending on. Pretty much
We call them
depending
magical
on
school
preference.
Yeah, I
I
have
think
mine.
I have it written down in my possessions as message journal.
I have mine marked down as magic book, parenthesis, dragon, and parenthesis.
Book is
I'm just
dragon.
transcribing it down into the magic journals that we got from the gauntlet.
And how exactly are you doing that?
I write down, transcribe in the book, and then lay them down inside to inside. Usually takes like an hour or two, depending on the book.
I wish you'd take out my my book at this point and can you show me how to do it exactly with what you're doing, how do you retrieve the information? Doesn't it just go away? Thinking about the experience with the save load thing that I experienced before.
After I write down, transcribe, then while the book is still open up the book I want to transcribe and lay it down on top of it from the Bing, and it seems to kind of flip through it on itself. And then afterwards, if I want to look anything up, I either ask the book for the information I'm looking for or the specific book I'm looking for.
Does it ding or something when it's done? You have to watch it.
It usually it doesn't really ding. It's just it kind of releases its grasp on the other book after it gets to the end.
Not to interject, I'm going to say that to show this, Kelb, Jared's character slightly lifts up the top book, and you see it picks up the bottom book with it. As in, they are like just stuck together.
Okay then.
Don't interrupt the privacy, Jared.
I will.
It's a demonstration.
I will begin transcribing this book for myself then, Marcus.
Alright, you begin to do that yourself, and lo and behold, it works. It's got the books stuck together, and now you're both just sitting there.
These books are weird.
While
Yeah.
the two... Oh, sorry.
That was all I was going to say was yeah.
Then while the two of you are doing that, Noah and Kel are... Fuck. Apparently Kelb's teleporting.
I have the wand.
Noah and Lamb's characters walk out of the guild hall, and Samael and Avina just happen to be coming out into the main aisle of street, whatever, just as Perthros and Tucson were exiting, and they can see each other from afar. Avina, you see that Perthros is clearly heading towards the gate. Tucson, as you turn to go towards the shops, you can see Samael and Avina down the street walking towards you.
Perthros? Are you going to do the wand thing?
Yeah.
Would you mind waiting till I get something? Cause
I don't know if we have a whole bunch of daylight left to burn.
can I tell what time of day it is?
The sun has not set, but it is near its, what would you call it, cresting point?
The horizon.
Horizon. I can answer it easily for you, Noah, because your character would kind of be able to assume. What exactly are you looking to go try and get?
A crossbow and 3 nets.
That shouldn't be that hard to find.
Perthros, could you tell me the general area you'll be heading? 'Cause I need to grab a few things, then I'll hightail it to catch up to you.
I mean, I'm just going to the same place where we went the last few times.
Okay, I think I remember what that is.
Far enough away. It's just down the road.
Yep.
For an hour.
I'll meet you in a bit. And I'm gonna head out to the shops.
Alright. You know that basically Perthros is probably just gonna walk. And if Avina catches up to him, she's probably just gonna walk. So you know very well that you can basically do a jog with sporadic run, not necessarily even sprint, and you should be able to get your stuff and catch up back up to them. If you want to get your stuff, drop it off at the guild hall, and then go catch up with them, you're probably going to be late for that.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be doing the first of the 2 options.
Okay. In that case then, real quickly, Demois and Tate. Avina and Samael are walking out into the main road area, and you see Tucson walking towards you guys, with Perthros walking out of the city. Do remember that I think Avina had asked Samael to show him where to get holy water, but now having gotten outside, you realize by the time you get to the area where the church that Samael goes to, he might not be selling you any holy water. In other words, you might be a little too late to reach that specific church. So you may wish to wait.
I see that Avina seems to be kind of looking forward to spend some time with Perthros, so I'll be like, I'll get the holy water for you, Avina. You can spend some time with Perthros.
Oh, that would be lovely, since I kind of stripped myself of cash back there. I was able to get the holy water. I can pay you back and everything, but...
Oh, no worries. Don't worry about it at all. It's on me.
Alrighty then. Percy! I haven't seen you all day. Where have you been?
I just keep walking.
Say, Tate, Avina hasn't caught up to him to hear that yet, but you think as you yell out Perthy, and he just keeps walking, he might be ignoring you.
As I walk towards the church, I'll wave towards Barthos and Tucson. Correct? The two's together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Tucson is walking towards you guys as Perthros is walking away from you guys. You probably pass Tucson.
I'm following after Perthos.
And then Avina passes Tucson. Maybe she says hi, whatever. Probably not, because she's
She
super
waves,
fucking
says hi.
focused. Oh, okay.
It's not gonna be
Say
rude.
that-
Tucson's
say-
accompanied with us.
Wait, so did you find everything that you need, Tucson? I'll talk to him for a moment as I pass him.
Wait. He's asking if I found everything I needed?
Yeah,
I
he said
haven't
that.
hit up the shop yet, though.
I thought that you went to the gut hall for something.
Oh, I was just like accompanying Perthros since I was heading out anyways to go to the shops.
Any particular shop that you're looking for, might, be able to put you in the right direction.
It should just be a basics arms shop that has a crossbow.
Oh,
It shouldn't be too difficult to find.
very well then. I'm off to, our church. If you wish to join me, after you get done, be more than welcome.
I'm probably gonna be busy. I've gotta grab the stuff and catch back up to Perthros.
Very well then. Well, I'm off.
I just had this idea in my head that what Tucson wanted to say is, I'm gonna be busy not being a part of your, religion.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tucson is able to find a shop very easily because it's not that hard to find a weapons, anything. So, you head on in, and there is a elven man behind the counter. Looks like he's actually getting ready to close up shop, but he's not quite closed up yet.
Oh, before you close up the shop, because it looks like you're getting ready, could you help me get a few items?
Sure, what are you looking for?
I need a crossbow and 3 nets.
Do you need any bolts to go with the crossbow? Any extra?
I'd say 10 would be good.
He walks over to a, I don't know, a box or whatever, takes out 3 nets, takes a crossbow that's hanging on the, wall, brings that over, and picks up a little package of bolts, brings them on over and puts them down. Have you already looked up how much this costs, Noah?
Yes.
How much did it cost?
Hold on. I had this written down on a page. Let's get back to this in a second. I'm sure I have more than it. I just gotta find out which page I saved this to.
Did you want crossbow heavy or crossbow light?
For what I'm doing, I'm gonna need heavy.
Alright, crossbow heavy is 50 GP. 10 bolts is 1, so you're at 51. And a net
is 20.
So a net is 20, so that's another 60. So 60 plus 50 plus 1.
101. Or 111.
I was gonna say, hey now. But he puts those down, and he goes, it looks like, yeah. does his little calculation or whatever, looking at the tags. 120 gold.
Okay, that's fair. You gotta make your living.
So, you give him the 120 gold, he puts it away, he hands you your items and goes, well, you have yourself a good day, sir, and apparently stay alive with whatever you're doing.
Yeah, this is actually keep things alive, so thanks for the help.
Do you head on out then and try to go catch up with the other two?
Yep.
In that case, we'll head over to Des Moines. Des Moines, you walk and you eventually get to your church, citadel, whatever thing. I guess I never decided what it is, but whatever.
It's fine. It doesn't. It's not that big of a deal as it needs to be.
Right. But you get there. Do you go in?
I'll walk in and I'll look for the father.
All right, you walk in and you see what he's doing, and is he and a couple of his stewards or whatever they're called is helping him clean up. They are rearranging the books, the papers. He has one of them sweeping. They're just cleaning up for tomorrow.
All right. Hello, Father. How are you doing today?
Well, I've been very good today, my boy.
I see that you're cleaning up. Sir, do you need any help?
Oh, I think my helpers here are more than capable of helping me out. Did you have something that you needed? Did you come to... Were you gonna interrupt him and say something to Moise?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, the reason I asked was because I was wondering if you could possibly bless some more holy water for me.
Of course. Do you have it on you?
Well, yes, I do. I pull out a water skin. That's all I have currently. That's all I have on me currently is a water skin, so I'll hand him the water skin.
Okay. He takes out an amulet, says his thing, taps the amulet on it, on the flask itself, opens up the amulet, opens up the amulet, opens up your flask, seems to drop one little dot of something in it, says something else, close the flask, hands it back to you and goes, alright, it is done. You now have yourself holy water.
Well, thank you. Sure there's nothing that I can do for you in return?
Sorry, I was having a laugh to myself. I was gonna quote Hellseen Abridged. No, there is nothing I need of you today. Just be sure to continue and ask for guidance and do what is asked of you.
Very well. Very well then. Thank you, Father. I appreciate that. Do you mind if I grab a pew and say a spell?
He gestures over and goes, by all means.
I will nod my head and I will meditate for a spell and seek guidance.
You sit there, you meditate, you don't get any kind of guidance or anything like that, but when all is said and done, you feel better.
I'll get up, feeling rejuvenated and a little more at ease. Then I'll go out and I'll head towards our guild hall. Just kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Just like I'll just kind of easily, like just not gingerly, but you know what I'm talking about. You know
Right, you're just gonna head on back. Well then, we'll go back to Lamb. Lamb, Perthros is walking down the street. Behind him, he hears Perthy. Perthy, wait up for me. Eventually, Avina, unfortunately for you, catches up to you. She seems delighted to be near you.
But
and
not like
walking
she
up
used to.
you. But not quite like she used to. She's no longer full of succubus. Nevertheless, she catches up to you.
Oh my.
Is Avina gonna say anything, considering she ran up behind him, yelling out Perthy and wait for me?
Yep. Perthros,
Senpai, why?
what are you doing? Where are you going?
I mean, I've been doing this the last few days, if you haven't noticed the trend.
She blinks and... Oh! Oh, right. The wand thing.
Yeah.
I guess I should probably go roll my dice. I only got 2 of those left, though.
Yeah, I wonder where the first one went.
I'm very dreadfully sorry at having switched you with the mushroom.
Look, just
Me and the mushroom.
don't do that carelessly, and we're fine. It's like, I'm not mad about it or anything. Like, I still want to figure out what the hell this thing does.
I'm
that's
not
fine.
I just
about it,
wanted
okay?
laser beams.
I could
I
not
just
hear what
wanted those
either of you
cool-
said right there.
I
Tate
just wanted
was-
those cool laser things. Magical beams, I guess. They wouldn't be lasers.
Perthros, morality choice for a video game pops up in your head. No, you realize to yourself that those dice, although they might do, like, say, the laser beam, there's also a solid chance they don't.
I think we actually talked about that last session.
We did as players, but as character.
Oh, I thought we did that in character too.
Not that I know of.
No characters told you that her dice has one chance to use the wand's ability, which then in and of itself has one chance to use the laser barrage.
Well, I mean, that one was out of character, obviously, but...
In before I get my wish.
Oh god, I would be so pissed if you managed to get that, like, what took me fucking weeks. But
See,
I mean,
that's when she gets a lesser version of the dragon, so not only is it a lesser wish, it's a lesser wish.
it's like the dragon is the size of your pinky.
Right.
No, it's more of Shenron compared to Namekian Dragon, Purunga.
Anyway. Does he wish to say anything like you might not ever get the lasers, or is he just going to keep that to himself?
I don't know if that's really an option for the way your dice look. Even if it did, it might act more like a landmine and less like a focused beam.
That is very true, but with the way that fungus was running, we could have lured him into it.
But at the same time, you were still right next to the dice. If you had gotten something like that, you would have probably, if not died, you would have come pretty damn close.
I think I would have been fine.
You saw what the
Besides.
wand did to that werewolf thing, right?
And the coin dragon.
Wait, Coin Dragon, what?
I was unconscious for that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, you were, you remember the gauntlet?
Yeah, no, I know the dragon you're talking about, but I don't remember
used
lasers.
Your wand and got those.
Yeah.
It put a swift end to it.
This thing likes to give us that when we need it.
Yeah, I was hoping for
Weird.
that too, because that fungus looked terrifying. It had tentacles and everything.
I
And
just
something
enjoyed
inside me said I should get rid of that right away.
I enjoyed the idea that Perthros thinks the wand had a mind and has actively given them lasers when it's needed, and it's all just fucking random.
Well, yeah, but, like, he saw a fucking dragon come out of that thing. As far as he knows, that thing could be, like, a personality of the wand.
Fair enough.
Especially with when that thing came out, when he was, like, really, really kind of pissed off.
So is Mr. Pope the opposite of the personality? It's the other
Mr.
half?
Popo's just when I get overconfident in something, he comes to put me in my place.
Gotcha. Well, while you two say that, you hear Tucson catching up behind you because he's moving a bit quicker than you two are. And it reaches where you guys
Invail.
are at. And it's been, as you travel, and he had caught up and so forth, you've gotten to about the distance you need to go. So you are able to use your items.
Tosin,
Hmm.
please get. We need to get one of these for you from Gnome.
I'm good with the bag.
Speaking of which, I've never really seen a bag like that.
Yeah, you should try rolling your dice in it sometime.
Marcus?
Something could happen. Something might not happen.
Can I do an Arcana check on that?
On what would happen, or on what the bag
On what
is?
might happen?
I don't think anywhere in your studies you'd ever have known about Gnome's dice being dropped into a bag of holding.
No, but I could have ran across something in his archives while I was looking for the book stuff.
Just let him roll a intelligence
And just
check,
have it be
Marcus.
impossibly high.
Just like an somewhat educated guess.
Go ahead and make a roll, Lamb.
It's a 20.
It was almost an 18.
And you
And
have
you
no
failed.
idea.
It was almost a 20.
No, it was almost an 18. And you failed. Off the top of my head, that doesn't sound like a great idea. But, I mean, it's your bag, I guess.
Yeah, that is... I'll keep that in mind for the future. That sounds very interesting. What if we get something crazy out of it? What if we make your bag bigger?
That would be nice.
Or if we make it smaller.
What if it duplicates it?
What if it creates a black hole and it kills everything in a 15-mile radius?
What if it makes a portable hole?
Or maybe it does
Avina
nothing and
suddenly
the dice
pulls
just
out her.
floats inside
Avina
of the
suddenly
bag
pulls
and
out her
waits.
book.
Okay.
She's got to write in the book. Mr. Lion Man, are you there?
I'm gonna withhold the information we might have learned about the lion, by the way.
Okay, Lamb. Tate?
Yeah?
The words fade. Nothing comes back. The book then has words that come up and say, "What are you trying to do?"
I'm trying to send a message to the Lion Man.
The book responds with, "To send a message to another, first you must write contact or message, followed up by the other's name."
I like
Or
this
book.
because Amina never truly learned. So,
Or the other book's user.
send message, she writes this down, to, and says it too, Lion Man.
Does she not remember his name?
Wasn't it like need to... No, that's the name I came up with him. Need to know. I don't think he properly gave it either. He just dripped his blood in the book. He's like, there, you have my contact details.
The book gets confused and goes, "Who?" question mark?
The Lion Man who dropped his blood in the book. Search contacts?
Ah, there you go. You put in search contacts. In case you haven't figured out, Tate, this is a simple computer-esque thing, but in the form of a magical
I know,
book.
I figured it out. I know exactly how it works, but Avina she wasn't informed because people withheld information from her.
Yeah. Anyway, and then it shows different individuals you have tried to contact, like Lambs, as an example, where you put down contact Perthros or something like that. Or message Perthros, or whatever you did. Or tell Perthros. But then you see a drop of blood, and next to it is the name I don't have written down.
Yeah, I don't think we ever came up with a name for him.